She was at the hotel with some dude. Do you like piano music? So, I'm driving through town one day. Picture it, the birds are chirping, the sun is shining, and my wife is supposed to be frying herself to a crisp at the local tanning salon. But here's the thing, I drive past the salon, and her car's nowhere in sight. Now, I'm no Sherlock Holmes, but I know how to add 2 and 2. I know her schedule, and that tanning salon is like her second home. She's there every Tuesday and Thursday, rain or shine, hell or high water. I mean, the woman loves her UV rays as much as Lizzo likes an extra helping of dessert. But today, on a bright Thursday afternoon, her car's missing. I'm thinking maybe she got abducted by aliens or something. You know, the usual stuff. But I decide to call her anyway, just in case she's still on planet Earth. Hey, honey, I say into the phone. I'm thinking about grabbing some lunch. Want to meet up? She's all hushed and whispery on the other end, like she's trying not to wake up a sleeping bear or something. Oh, I can't, babe, she says. I'm at the salon. There's a wait. Now, if you've ever heard a load of horse shit, this was it. I mean, there was no line at the salon. I know because I just passed by the place, and it's as deserted as a Blockbuster on a Friday night. But before I can call her out on her obvious lie, I hear a sound in the background. It's a train horn. A loud, blaring, unmistakable train horn. Now, unless they've started offering complimentary train rides at the salon, something's not adding up. The tracks are on the other side of town, nowhere near the salon. So, I decided to play detective. I start driving towards the tracks, and what do you know? I find her car parked outside our town's seediest hotel. I mean, if you're going to cheat, at least have some standards, right? I got out of my car and marched into the hotel like I owned the place. The receptionist takes one look at me and starts trembling. I ask her about my wife. She was frozen at first, but as soon as I raised my eyebrows, she jolted as if I had brought her out of a 19-year coma, and she started spilling the beans faster than a clumsy barista. She even hands me the room key, her hand shaking and nearly dropping it before her arm was extended all of the way. So I walked down the hall, only stopping for a brief moment to adjust the sock on my right foot. These new socks weren't made quite right. You'd figure for $40 a pair that there would have been some sort of high standard of quality control. Anyway, I burst into the room like an ATF agent in Waco, Texas, and there she is, in all her glory, with some random dude. I grabbed the dude by the hair, pulling him off my wife, and hauled him into the bathroom. He's screaming like a banshee, I mean like a real bitch, like a woman whose stylist just put the wrong color on her hair and completely ruined her life. So I smack his face with a couple of open palm strikes right before dunking his head into the toilet and placing my foot at the base of his neck, briefly letting him up for air every time the bubbles stopped. I finally let him up and told him not to move. I reach into my pocket and grab my phone and force him to give a confession on camera. He's blubbering like a baby, apologizing and promising to learn from his mistake. He said that he is a fucking moron and doesn't deserve the grace which is being given to him, and that he is thankful for the opportunity to learn from his horrible mistake and that he appreciates the enlightenment he just got from me. He was wearing a wedding ring, so once he got done recording his heartfelt message, I asked him who his poor miserable wife was. I found her on Facebook right there on the spot. He confirmed it was her, and so I composed a short message that said, "Your piece of shit has something to say to you. Enjoy." Then I attached the video. I told him to press send. He was crying profusely and tried to refuse, so I reached up to the heavens, palm open to the sky as if conjuring lightning from the mighty Thor himself, and I told him that I typically don't ask people twice. He immediately, and with much enthusiasm, reached out to press send. I pulled my phone back from his limp finger and said, "I'd prefer it if you smiled while pressing the button," to which he mustered up the most ignorant and scared grin I've ever seen on a man's face. I said that will do and then held the phone back within finger's reach. After that, I boot him out of the room. He's naked as the day he was born, save for a tiny hand towel and his car keys. He scurries off like a rat, leaving me alone with my wife. I grabbed a clean washcloth and asked my wife for her lens cleaner from her purse. I sprayed some on the cloth and then wiped my phone off where Captain Shrivels had touched it. I hand her back the lens cleaner. She's still in shock, so I order her to get dressed and go home. Then, I do the most rational thing I can think of in the moment. I order some Chinese takeout. Her favorite, because I'm not completely heartless. I leave before she's even fully dressed, because honestly, who has time for that? I go pick up my food and still somehow manage to make it home before she does. I'm just sitting there, enjoying my lunch, when she finally walks through the door. She looks around for something to eat, probably expecting that I would have gotten her something too. I pointed to the chair across from mine and tell her to sit down. She tries to say something, but I cut her off and tell her not to speak until I am finished eating. I finish my meal in silence while she watches me awkwardly, like a kid at the school lunch table waiting to see if I have any leftovers they can ask for. Once I'm done, I wipe my mouth, take a sip of my tea, and then do my best impression of a drill sergeant. "Get your shit and get out of my house now," I yell. She jumps up like she's been shocked by 50 million volts of electricity, runs to the bedroom in tears, gathers her things in a hurry, and bolts out the door, leaving me alone in the house. I walked to my music room and sat down at my grand piano. And let me tell you, the music that comes out of that piano is pure magic. I'm talking Mozart-level genius here. I played and played as if I was making love to that instrument, our love child being a new tune, unmatched by anything I've written in recent times. I recorded my impromptu composition and posted it on YouTube. It totally blows up. I'm talking over 1 million views within hours. The comments section is flooded with praise and support, and it's honestly the best feeling in the world. It was a great way to end the day. I almost feel as if this is an old story that was adapted to our current day and age. What do you think? Let us know in the comments section below. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled threads.